Ladies and gentlemen, having said all this about my life, about the evolution of Luxembourg within a span of time of 40 years, what were the main keys for some of my achievements, which can also apply to most people? In my view, the main key, opening even the most sophisticated lock, is what I call to be in love with life. That's, by the way, the title of my book, In Love with Life, which I wrote about 2 years ago, published in the United States. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is not a commercial. Then, in my personal lunch, pardon me, we have a lunch here, in my personal bunch of keys, let me single out some other keys. First, looking always ahead instead of indulging in past thinking. That's part of my personal philosophy, to be future-oriented. Second, therefore, be always engaged in constructing, whenever possible, the future of your personal and professional life, as well as bringing constructive contributions to your environment. And then, a third key. For each problem, always try to find a solution, because each problem has a solution. There's no problem which has no solution. Perhaps in cosmology, speaking about eternity, that might not have a solution, or we don't find it yet. But the problems here, we are confronted, the human beings are confronted in their personal and professional life. Each problem has always a solution. That does not mean that one device is always the right solution, but anyhow. 4, in analyzing the problem confronting you, start from the worst case scenario. In general, the problem is not so bad, and then the solution is more easily devised. 5th key, never stick to a failure. Sticking to a failure, ladies and gentlemen, leads to frustration and leads to paralysis. But one has always to go ahead and to be future-oriented and confident about the future. Therefore, and I must say I learned this particularly in the United States when I was a young man, and I had the good fortune to live there, never stick to a failure. 6, always have a strict sense of ethics. Ethics are indispensable in the conduct of personal life, and in particular also in the conduct of your professional life and activities. 7, never shun competition. Be aware that competition is positive, not negative. And 8, on the battleground of competition, always fight in all openness and transparency. The best way to be successful in competition is to be transparent, open, and creative. And of course, to bring quality in your activities and in the products you devise. 9, be aware that nothing is permanent but change. I think it was a Greek philosopher who first said this, and I think this is also one of the guiding principles in my life. Nothing is permanent but change. Ladies and gentlemen, with regard to change, if I look at the audience of today, I see nearly as many women than men. This is an expression of the new trend of our time, which I consider as very important. On the political scene, some women are remarkable leaders, shaping the world of today and tomorrow. In the private sector, progress has still to be made so that women who have the capacity to be decision makers should occupy top positions. Not, ladies and gentlemen, not because they are women, but because they are capable. 10, in a knowledge-based society, acquiring knowledge through proper education and lifelong learning is essential. Lifelong learning applies not only to employees in banks and companies on a lower level, but also and even primarily to those occupying top positions in many areas, like for instance in banking, where activities and products become increasingly complex and sophisticated. Therefore, decision makers have to acquire the essential know-how in order to avoid mistakes and wrong decisions, which can have sometimes extremely negative consequences. 11, finally, success in life, in the professional career, also needs luck. But luck comes rarely alone. One has to provoke it. So, ladies and gentlemen, good luck to all of you, and thank you for your attention.
Dear Edmond, I thank you for giving us the benefit of your wisdom and your advice going forward to the future. And ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for coming to listen to what this hugely important man of Luxembourg has to say that is a benefit to all of us as we move forward for our professional careers. You know, all of us know, and I think that we've decided we're going to see if we can take this message to a broader audience. And although all of us know that Luxembourg is one of the best places in the world to live and to work, we'd like to get that message out to a broader audience besides. And I'm pleased on behalf of the 265 member companies of AMCHAM to provide that kind of private platform to go ahead and tell the rest of the world that if at any time a company or an organization is looking for an ideal location within Europe to use as a central point to go ahead and do business throughout the rest of Europe, there is no better place than Luxembourg. In Luxembourg, you will find a high-quality, multilingual, multicultural workforce. You will find a supportive government, and you will find all of the infrastructure that you need to live and to do business and to do it in a place where your family will feel safe and where you will have the very highest possible quality of life. Anyone who's interested in knowing more information about Luxembourg, please feel free to visit us at the AMCHAM website, which is www.amcham.lu, and to look at our Why Luxembourg presentation or to see our CD-ROM and our book version of Working in Luxembourg. Again, I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, very much, and Edmond, my deepest thanks, both professionally and personally to you. Thank you.